Hey everybody, it's Van Time with Chuck and Deb, and today we're going to talk about member care.
Member care.
Lose your hair. So, hon, talk about member care. Where do we see it and how do we do it?
Yeah, so member care is part of the 3/3 process, which is when we meet as a church together. It's kind of the way we run our meetings, and it comes in the first part. And so, yeah, it's part of the first third.
Yeah, normally what we do is highs and lows, one high, one low for the week. And we spend probably 20-30 minutes talking about highs or lows. But there's a couple of problems that we face. What are the problems, hon?
Well, actually, one of the problems was if you have a large group, there's so many people. So one of the solutions that we came up with was a lot of times we'll either break up into groups of 3 or 4 or even 2 and just have the people share with each other their highs and lows.
And another thing that you can do is just help people realize that we can't get all of member care done in 20 or 30 minutes. So keep it brief, and then we'll circle back around later and address issues.
Yeah, and a lot of times, this is just, like Chuck said, really brief. Just what was something good that happened this past week, what was something not so good that happened this past week, and with the intent of, whatever the challenges were, the things to celebrate, we want to do that, but maybe if there are things that need to be talked about further, we'll get together later or do that in a different venue.
One of the big tensions in member care is that people don't really feel cared for in 20 to 30 minutes. You really need to see this as a springboard to future member care that really addresses care.
Well, another way people have addressed this is by maybe having a meal before the meeting where they can kind of catch up with each other, and that is their member care, basically.
Yeah.
So the dilemma is, even with like a meal or breaking up or, sharing our highs and lows, there's still not a feeling of being adequately cared for. So how do we address that?
Yeah, so this is where we see church as life on life. It's not just one meeting a week or even 2 meetings a week. It's life on life. And so we got to get together more than just that one gathering or even an A-team. But an A-team is a good way to get to member care.
So one of the people in the network, they got a lot of pushback when they started using the 3/3 process because people didn't feel like they were being cared for. So they actually renamed the 3/3 process as their pattern of care, because the whole process is caring for people.
Hope that's helpful. If it is, pass it on to your friends, and until next time, keep making disciples until
There's no place